Episode 3856, Imagine What Could Be.
Moms, it's time to rediscover, rejuvenate, and renew who you are in mind, body, and spirit. Welcome to Create Your Now, Your Best Selfie, the show to help you do just that. Here's your host, certified life coach, personal trainer, and nutritionist, Christiane Wargo.
Happy day. I hope you're ready for an extraordinary week because, yes, it's Mindset Monday, and I want you to really think about how you can create your now. How are you going to show up this week? Where are you going to be? Because I want you to imagine what could be. For those of you who are brand new to Create Your Now, welcome to this incredible family. I'm so delighted of your presence. If you already haven't had the opportunity, you'll want to head on over to createyournow.com where you can learn more and sign up for the Kiss It newsletter. The Keep It Simple strategy, everyday solutions to live, love, and impact. Well, this episode is brought to you by AIM, Inspiring Connection and Community. You know, when was the last time you really set your sights on your dreams? Something that meant so much to you, this burning passion within you. Not a casual thought, not a someday wish, but a full-on, no-holds-barred vision of what your life could look like if you stopped settling and truly started living. You know, life can feel like a relentless tumble, a circus of acrobatics, where we flip and we spin and we tumble just to keep up, just to feel alive. We hustle the grind. We bury our true desires, and then we let this happiness, this joy become a distant memory. But what if you gave yourself permission to imagine what could be? Imagine using your unique gifts and talents, the ones God planted deep within inside you, to craft a life that's undeniably yours. A life where you live out the purpose written just for you, unfiltered by what the world demands or expects. So often we accept what the world offers, right? As if, you know what, this is the only path. You have to go to college. You have to get this degree. You have to go and do this. And sometimes we then put on the world's blinders and we don't see what God wants us to see. We see more weeds with a little bit of prettiness, but you know what? Then that fades too. And we wonder why we're unsettled. We wonder why our heart aches. We settle for that rat race, the sameness, the ashes of dreams burned out instead of the beauty that could rise from those ashes. What if you dared to imagine what could be? I mean, picture this. Your mind isn't a battlefield, but a launching pad. It no longer drags you into pits of bitterness, meaning like, I'm not good enough lies, right? We've all had those. Or that can't happen to me, doubts. Instead, it shapes your heart to believe, to build, to break free. You know, maybe this morning you actually woke up. Maybe right now there's a stirring inside you, a quiet, undeniable knowing that you're meant for more. Not maybe, not someday, today. So rise up. That is your Kiss to Keep It Simple strategy. Rise up. R-I-S-E. You are called to the launching pad. You are called to go and say, okay, what is my purpose? And I don't want you to think, if you're older, don't think that, oh, I can't live out my dream. I thought about doing this, but I'm too old. You're not too old. You're not too old. Anything you set your mind to, you can do. And I truly believe with God's help. Now, in order to rise up, you have to acknowledge where you are. And maybe you're struggling in this season. And you're like, Christiane, it's really not a good season for me. I understand that, been there. But that doesn't mean that you have to mask your dreams or bury them or try to put the fire out. You can do something to keep that dream alive. Maybe it's not to happen right now, but you can start. You can take one step. But then on the other hand, maybe you're like, oh, Christiane, you know, I think this is a fine time for me. We all can take baby steps. One step at a time leads to miles of greatness. What steps are you willing to take? Acknowledge where you are and where you want to go. Rise up. So we're going to talk about that. R-I-S-E, number 1, R, recognize your divine worth. You are created for a purpose, and you were created on purpose. And God has a plan for you. Jeremiah 29:11. Own it. Believe it. And if you're like, I'm not really sure where I am, journal it. Write it out. And when I say journal it, it could be just a list of things. What do you like to do? Write them all down. Don't edit as you write. When you journal, there's a lot of people who hold back and they lose the gems, the diamonds in the rough, because they're like, oh, I don't know if I should write that down. I don't know if that's really what I want to see. No, write it all down. No edits, nothing. Just let yourself feel, let yourself be present with your thoughts. You know, with the fall coming in and changing and all the leaves, this just rises up within me. And that's why I want to share it with you. I'm driving, I'm on the road now. I've got to spend some time with family and my grandbabies, and I love that time, and it's a precious time. And it's a time that reminds me that we have to rise up. We have to be willing sometimes to do the hard stuff. But in order to do the hard stuff, we have to recognize our divine worth. God created you, my friend, on purpose. You're not an accident. I don't know where you've come from. I don't know what happened when you grew up. I don't know what's happening now, maybe within your marriage or at work, but God does. And regardless of all your circumstances, you are worthy. He calls you beloved. You are a child of the Most High. Recognize your divine worth. Don't give it away. Number 2, invest in your gifts. What you've been given isn't for keeping, it's for sharing. So sharpen your talents, learn, grow, and make your mark. Create your now. Allow that bubbling within you to change not just yourself, to transform who you are and who you are becoming, but allowing you to impact the world that you touch, the people that you come in contact with. It's amazing to me that when I wake up in the morning, I'm like, Lord, please place within my path who you want me to see. Maybe that's you today. Maybe this particular episode at this particular time, because I believe this is a divine appointment. Maybe you need to hear this and you've been kind of like wrestling with it and going, yeah, I've had this feeling. I get it. And we don't know how to recognize it, but we know that we know in our stomachs, in our gut, in our hearts, like there's something more here. I might be 49 years old. I might be 61. Guess what? On average, people start their business, I think, at 45. CEOs are like at 61. Oh, you got time, my friend. You got time. So invest in your gifts. Number 3, speak your truth boldly. The world needs your voice, your story, your authenticity. Silence fuels doubt. Your words fuel impact. So are you one who's being quiet a lot? I'm not saying you have to be boisterous. I'm not saying you have to have a podcast. I'm not saying you have to go out and write a book. Now, if you want to do that, great. Let me know. Talk to me. Connect at createyournow.com. Silence fuels doubt. Your words fuel impact. What are you saying to yourself? What's happening between your 2 ears? You want to speak truth boldly, not lies, not stuff that says, well, I'm not good enough because my friend already, I told you what? You're worthy. So that's already a lie. So now you can say, okay, I'm worthy, Lord. Now what's next? Oh, I have this talent. I have this gift, I know. And sometimes, let me say this, sometimes we forget that our gifts and talents don't necessarily come equivalent to our career. Now they may, and they may not. So don't try to put your gifts and talents in a box to show up a certain way. Because let me tell you, with God, nothing is impossible, and He will show you your way. And that's what we do here. We walk every day God's way. So speak your truth boldly. And finally, number 4, engage with courage. Take the steps, big or small. Leap past the fear, the procrastination, and the judgment. Move forward. One step at a time leads to miles of greatness. Engage with courage. And that means when you engage with courage, you're taking action. You can't hide. You can't simmer down. You got to be willing to say, okay, I'm going to do this. You know, I've been sharing with you that we're updating our website. We are. I promise you, we're getting closer. Life has been a little bit crazy for me. And that's why I know. That's why, if you feel this within me, the passion is because I have had to put stuff on the back burner. I know what it is to give up a dream. I know what it is to lose what you thought was what you were supposed to do in the world. And it's happened to me over and over again. And you know what? It's hard being first runner up. I was watching the football games over the weekend. And it's funny because it must be a thing of numbers. And I see the scores that are like opposite of each other. One team will have like 13 points. The other will have like 31. So it's like, 3-1-1-3 or whatever. And it just it gets me to giggle. And then I watch sometimes how hard each team plays. And I'm like, it's really sad, but there's always a runner up. And maybe you're feeling that within your own life. I just didn't get to where I wanted to go. I've always had to settle for second best. You don't have to, my friend. You can rise up. Don't settle for less when you are made for more. Your light is not just for you. You need to be that beacon of light on a hill. It's there because you get to share it, to ignite others, to change the corner of the world that you touch, to impact them in a manner that only you can. Now is the time to imagine. Now is the time to rise up. Imagine what could be. Create your now. Go in peace. Be present. Be incredible. Be you. I love you so very much. I cannot wait to see you on the other side. Blessings, hugs, and lots of love. We'll talk to you real soon. Have a glorious, blessed day. Bye-bye.
Feeling inspired, ready to train for life and love your journey? Visit createyournow.com for more incredible resources to help you along the way. We'll see you next time on Create Your Now, Your Best Selfie. And remember, always be sure you consult your physician before beginning any health and fitness plan.